everyone. Before I start, let me see if clicker works. Yes. Is this going to play? Yeah, first I want to tell you a story in the form of a video, and then I'll say some things. And I'll not bore you for too long, it'll be very fast. Is this working? Just play. Huh? Not playing? Oh, okay. The story was related to the internet, like how internet was built. And back, we think that internet now, how it looks today, like one single unified network across the globe, no matter which device you are, connecting the internet to, which kind of connection you can connect it via your CDMA connection, or like your GSM connection, that means your SIM cellular phone, or you can connect it via Starlink, you can connect via broadband, whatever connections, the physical layer or the transport layer you are choosing, you can connect. And whatever device, like you can connect your Alexa to the internet, and you can collect obviously your phones and laptops and any kind of device. So that is not the internet that we see today was always the case. Internet grew in I think, I don't exactly remember the date, but I think by the time the TCP/IP protocol came in, I think it was already it had been built for 15 years already by that time, before it actually started getting adopted. So like 1995s or whatever, right? And before that, there were hundreds of these, not hundreds, but tens of these smaller internets. Like France had their own internet. In fact, it was a major contender in becoming the global internet that you see today. And if you speak to French, big, ministers and all that, they to this date, some of them feel really bad about it that, French internet did not, become the global internet. And obviously US had internet. Microsoft at one time was trying to create this information superhighway, which was supposed to be the internet, and they wanted to control how the internet looks. So it was a collection of, it was like multiple fragmented internets. And in fact, many times it happened that if you are on one particular internet, you are browsing something, or you downloaded some file, and now you want that internet to, let's say you are in the French internet, you found some file, now you want to take that file to the American internet, you will have to change your connection, switch on the new bridge, and then move that file to the American internet. Sounds familiar? I think that's exactly what happens with blockchains today. If you are on Ethereum, or you are on Polygon, or you are on Solana, you want to use some application on some other network, you have to exactly do the same. And the way to do today is you have to use bridges and these third-party protocols. But the problem is then your value, not even the data, here is the money, right? The money is moving through 3 security zones. You did a transaction on chain number A, and you have to rely on obviously the chain A security, then the bridging security, whatever the bridge security is being provided, and then the chain B, whatever security the chain B has. So basically your money is going through three different security zones. And what happens and has happened with multiple bridge providers. There have been multi-hundred million, more than $500 million hacks also on the bridge and all that. And what ag layer is trying to create is this connective tissue between these chains, where the ag layer controls the settlement of these chains. Of course, the settlement comes from Ethereum only, but using ZK proofs, it has a semblance of the settlement of these chains, control the settlement of these chains, and provides this interoperability where the value is moving in one single security zone instead of three different security zones. And that is what is the ag layer. I know that this meme is very abused in the Web3 world, like TCP/IP of the of the Web3. But actually, if you go really, if you are computer research, computer scientist, or not computer scientist, computer, engineer or researcher or analyst, you can go deeper and you will figure out that, okay, this looks very, very similar to that. And so we basically, ag layer is the TCP IP for value, and that's what Polygon is trying to build. And this is the mission of Polygon, that what I see, like in the blockchain parlance, I see each blockchain as a computer, right? And each computer, like you can have Solana, which claims to have a very, very high throughput. It's a very high throughput computer. When you have Ethereum, it's very decentralized but low throughput computer. Then you have multiple of these versions, like Polygon POS, Arbitrum, Base. All of these are different kinds of computers which have different kind of security and decentralization profiles, and they have different kinds of throughputs. But they are all separate computers. What ag layer is intending to build, because we also build those blockchains, like we have probably the third or fourth, and by various measures, like for example, daily active address is the highest, the number one blockchain by volume, maybe fourth or fifth, by stable coins, third or fourth, and one of the top 5 blockchains, Polygon POS. And we have built those blockchains, and we built our own ZK EVM also. Now we, kind of deprecated that, and we are only providing the stack, which allows other people to launch the chains. Many of you guys might have heard about Katana. These are all computers, and we, like me being like in Polygon POS, which was probably the first breakout chain. You see the most popular mainstream application, Polymarket, is built with Polygon only. And other, next one is like, your Courtyard, that is built with Polygon. And we have seen this blockchain growth cycle. I think probably we were the first ones to experience that breakout growth. And from there only, we understood that this is not really the end game for the infrastructure, because building a computer, no matter how big a computer, how big throughput a computer you build, eventually it cannot take the Web3 of the entire world. Like for that, you need to provide just the way AWS is. You have these, you can launch your own servers, own computers, which have your applications hosted, and they are all connected to the same internet. That is what is the vision of ag layer, and that is what is the mission of Polygon, to build this trustless internet, not build trustless computers like these blockchains, which I call them computers or servers, but build the trustless internet. And in that, as I said, that Polygon POS, we have one chain of our own, but then we support multiple other chains and stacks, which is the CDK that you see, which you call it Chain Development Kit, which has integrations to already 2 prominent stacks, Polygon's own CDK, Aragon stack, and OP stack we recently added. We are going to add more stacks, so you can launch the chain connected with ag layer, and all of those chains, once connected, they feel like one single chain to the end user. And we have a lot of incubations, like Katana. I think here everybody would have, you couldn't have missed the Katana in this event. They were really good. Privado ID, Billions, which is becoming the de facto proof of humanity. Maiden is a non-EVM chain that we are building. Zisk is one ZKVM we built. And there are like multiple incubations, but all of them feed back into these 2 products, mainly ag layer, which is our primary mission, and Polygon POS is our chain that we build on. And I recently announced also, I think my friend Mo is also there and all that. I have always resisted being the CEO, because I wanted to build it as a decentralized, at least internally, governance wise, like having multiple people and this and that. But I think the whole Ethereum space is going through kind of a reinvention of its own. Like it has to reinvent itself to and start the journey 0 to 1. So I decided to take over as the CEO of Polygon Foundation, and and I'm now doing a lot of things. And for that, one of the primary things that I've focused is that I've cut down a lot of distractions, and we are purely focusing on shipping. And we recently shipped our Polygon POS, the scaling update, which takes Polygon POS to 1000 TPS, and as a computer, making it one of the fastest computer that is available. And it went to 1K TPS. Actually, yesterday only the hard fork got activated, and Q4 October we are going to 5000 TPS, and from there we have a clear path to 50 to 100,000 TPS in the next 2 to 3 years. So that's about that computer. The ag layer, the internet part, which connects all of these chains, we launched the V3 actually last week only. And next thing is fast interop, which is probably the end of this year. We are expecting, and that's when you will be able to actually experience. Like we have been talking about ag layer, but the user can't experience ag layer till now, and they will not be, because we are focused on adding more and more chains. But once we add the fast interop, then people will be able to see that experience which I just talked about. And obviously, like, we have a lot of like ag layer breakout program projects, which, airdrop a lot to poll holders and this and that. So, few of the things I've been working on that. Polygon POS, as I already explained, we have done this thing like July, end of this year. I think it's going to be around October, 5,000 TPS, and 2026 and beyond, like 100,000 TPS. And right now, like Polygon POS is absolutely killing it on the payment side. Again, this is some alpha which is not widely known in the market, like because of these, like, because market sees even the fundamental growth with the lens of narratives. But if you go on chain and look at some of the data, like this is the daily active users, like Polygon has like around 40% of the daily active addresses on this. And by volume in payments, Tron, which is like, valued at like $26 billion and all that, they process $600 billion monthly volume. We process around 140 billion monthly, and we are catching up on that also. And similarly, there are a lot of payment related things where Polygon is doing very well, velocity and all that. So that's a very important part. And in the payments, like, the number of integrations that we have is absolutely, parallel to none. It's, really on a big scale. Stripe has a lot of like USDC users on Polygon. And then on ag layer also, the ag layer development milestone, I already said. The next big step for us is fast interop, and that's where we are building towards. This is how overall it looks like. And the ag layer ecosystem is like also extremely, growing extremely fast. And, as I said that, the crypto or the Web3 ecosystem sees things, fundamentals from the lens of narrative. Right now, Polygon doesn't have that narrative, frontline narrative, but, sooner or later it's going to catch up. And, there's a lot of like, even on the chains like CDK, we were literally out of the market in 2024 because we wanted to optimize some things on CDK for the whole year. But if you see by the number of chains launching on ag layer already, compared to the, let's say, stacks like Arbitrum's Orbit Stack or OP Stack, they have been live in the market. They are like probably at 30 chains. We would be at like 12 or 15 chains. And this is when we were like last year, 2024, we were literally out of the market. Like, or even till, I would say, this March, we didn't even do much. Even then, we are like almost around the same range. And with OKX, like, some heavyweight chains like OKX and some of the really big names in the Web 2 and Web 3 world launching the chains. So you'll see that changing very fast. So that's the overall ag layer ecosystem. I wouldn't bore you guys with this because it's very hot here. So I think that's all from my side. Thank you so much.